Hi everybody, I'm Trin Johnson and welcome to Dust in My Eye. So I was in Canada over the weekend and went to my favorite art store and found these paint on denim and paint on sage mixed media papers from Clairefontaine. And this one is a pretty denim blue and this one is a pretty green sage green color. And so I was very sick this weekend while we were up there. You can hear it in my voice. And so I didn't do a whole lot of anything except sitting on the couch and fooling around with my art supplies. And I took one of these sheets of paper and thought, what can it hurt? I'll see what I can do with it. And I had brought limited supplies with me. So I took this piece of paper and I made one of these little books, these little accordion books, which I would just show you how I folded it up, except I did glue the two pages together to keep it, to keep this from being open. I'll show you how it's done. It's pretty easy. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is, but basically you're going to slice down the center until you get to like 1/4 away from the end. So this is 7 inches. I'm just going to grab a pencil and mark 3.5 inches. And that is all I need from that right now. And then I'm going to fold it in half. I'll fold it in half this way. Now, unfortunately, this paper would rather fold the other way, but for my purposes, how I wanted this book to be, it needed to fold this way. So I just made it cooperate. And I have this spoon that's a bone that I'm going to use to as bone folder, because my bone folder's in the other room. Do that, and then I'm going to go back this way. There are lots and lots of videos about how to do one of these books. It works best coming towards me. Like I said, this paper would have done better in the other direction, but then I would have had a book that was in a landscape format, and I wanted it to be in a portrait format. So you can see what I did there. And now my mark is right here. So I'm going to get my paper cutter and I'm going to flatten this out again and line that up. Make sure it's all square. And I want to cut on here to this mark. So you can see what I mean. I only went to this far. I didn't go all the way. And all you do is fold it this way now. So this guy, now see how nicer he folds? Because he's going in the right direction, the way this paper wanted to fold. And there you go. You have a little book. And all I did was glue these two surfaces together with a glue stick and got my little book. So that's what I have here. Let me zoom in a little bit because this is really small. And I just sat down and started fooling around and dug out. I had pencils with me. I threw into this little case that my one of my students gave me on the last day of class. And I threw in some pencils in here. So these were the colors that I was working with at the cottage, was what I had here and what I could dig up in other various bags I had with me. So I did that one, and I picked out a light blue and a dark blue and a really, really dark blue, almost dark gray kind of color. And that's my daughter's cat. And I drew her picture. And then another day, I drew this little guy who I have drawn before, and little alpaca guy. And he was more his normal colors, as much as I could find them around the cottage, because like I said, I only had the one thing of colored pencils. And today I'm going to try and draw this picture. And this is a picture of a robin that has decided to make a nest on the edge of our deck at the cottage. And we kept trying to not scare her away for any great lengths of time, although we did have to do some chainsaw of a branch that came down right across our path, a big branch. And she was okay. She came back. And the day we were leaving, she was sitting on her nest, and I took some pictures of her. So that's where that picture came from. And that is what I am going to sketch on the next page. So let's see how we go. I don't want to take a whole lot of time. I would like to have it not be a ridiculously long video, for one thing. And I would like to get it uploaded. So I'm just picking out some colors here that I think are going to work for me. I've got some browns and some grays. And I want some cream. Cream. Well, cream. Might end up throwing some orange on there. I'm really not sure. So if I do this over here, let's see. I would like to not have the alpaca. How can I do this where it won't be quite so fat? There we go. Maybe I'll do this. There. Okay. I can sketch her in. I think I'm going to start with the cream color. Okay. I think I am going to use a little gold on his beak. Her beak. Definitely was a mama. Okay, I'm not sure about putting the leaves and stuff in, but I'm probably going to go ahead and finish her beak because I think I want that beak there. Oh, that's not what I want. start out with the thought that I'm only going to use a few pencils, but then I have all these pencils sitting here looking at me. I'm going, oh, I could get it just a little more of that color. And pretty soon, I've used 6 pencils or 7 pencils already, and I've only done the beak. Not the end of the world. I don't think I would call this the best paper for colored pencils, but it does all right. I'm always intrigued by these colored papers and how things pop on them. Okay, I think I am going to call it done. Is it the most perfect thing I've ever done? Nope. But it was kind of fun, and it's a nice memory of the bird that was in the tree. So I have a kitty, an alpaca, and a bird, because, you know, those three things go together. Apparently they do in my life. I would like to put the date up here, though, because I'm trying to keep track. So if you got anything out of this, if you were inspired to do one of these for yourself, I think that's great. Obviously, it doesn't have to be on this paper. It could be any paper, and it could be anything. It could be little pen and ink sketches. It could be anything. And I've seen people where they paint the whole paper and then make a book out of it, and then you just end up with what you end up with on each page. You could even do that with like different colored Posca markers and then use those as backgrounds. That would be kind of fun, and do some pen and ink sketches on them. Maybe I'll do something like that in the other one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you could give me a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. It really helps, and I really appreciate you being here. And if you would like to, please check out my Etsy shop where I have prints of my artwork, along with cute little monsters and other fun stuff for sale.